walking to class right now.
Welcome to your first day of law school.
This is the rec room. This is the mahjong table. And this is the bathroom.
Oh, God damn it, Jodrick.
Hey.
Your father and I spent a lot of money to send you there.
Okay.
And don't do drugs. Don't talk to girls.
Okay.
Don't get drunk.
I reckon you could play AFL.
If what?
You've got nothing to lose.
Like, our parents paid for us to be here so we could get a better education, so we could go back and get reputable professions and or take over cushy family businesses. We literally have everything to lose.
Are you spending all your time playing video games and partying?
Ronnie, the take-home exam is due at 5 p.m. today.
I got a problem with this computer.
You've got a friend who's a girl. Where do you think you're going to get some ass?
So you turned us into strippers.
Two international experiences.
I never want to see you again.
Good morning, Miss J.
Have you been studying all night?
Sorry, Ronnie.
Thank Christ you're here.
Ronnie, don't lie to me, huh? I saw you drinking on your Facebook page.
Tonsley Innovation District match skilled graduates with the business. South Australia's international education sector is a vital part of the state's economy. It's our largest export. We offer high-quality learning in world-class institutions and a safe, relaxed and vibrant lifestyle. It's the perfect environment for international students to excel at their studies and flourish post-graduation. Our schools deliver a globally recognised international student program where students from abroad can experience study tours and exchange opportunities, while our universities consistently rank within the top 2% of universities worldwide. We have a large number of commercialisation and R&D programs that enable international education providers to collaborate with world-leading industry players. Our VET opportunities display strong links between government, industry and academia, while industry hubs like Tonsley Innovation District match skilled graduates with the businesses who need them. And these businesses also play an important role, assisting the best and brightest international students to stay in South Australia once they've completed their studies. Our $1.9 billion sector continues to attract new students, new industries, new investment and cutting-edge research. Whether you're looking to study, invest or grow your own business, South Australia has it all.
UniSA Ventures is the technology transfer, commercialization, intellectual property and investment management company of the University of South Australia. Coda Wireless, when it was first spun out, we provided them with early stage commercial assessment and commercial development support. We also provided assistance around transferring the university's intellectual property rights into the company and in early stage capital raising. The company provides connectivity in automated vehicle space. They are working with V2X technology, either vehicle to vehicle or vehicle to pedestrian or vehicle to infrastructure to make our streets smarter, greener and safer. The company has emerged as an international brand, has attracted significant investment, has created around 50-60 jobs. We see that as a real success story coming out of university research, where the research has been translated into a real commercial outcome, creating impact out there.
The people we work with through the Innovation and Commercial Partners branch is essentially the research population here at the university who are working on the cutting edge of developing new technologies through their research to take on a lot of the different challenges that might be faced in society. We describe our research in different industry sector areas: defence, space and cyber, agri-food and wine, health and biotech, creativity and culture, and also energy, mining and resources. We have great success stories of commercialisation across all of those areas. For GP vaccines against Streptococcus pneumoniae, for which there are over 100 different variants. They're now entering the clinical trials, venture capital backed with $7 million investment just recently. That infection itself actually causes between 1 to 2 million deaths a year, and so the social impact of it is quite considerable.
The Flinders program is really for those research scientists that want to pursue a commercial pathway with the inventions, the technologies and the discoveries that they make in the lab, where they can have an impact, derive a revenue stream and get their technology into the hands of as many people as possible. It's a really interesting project we have from Flinders. Comes from the lab of Professor David Lewis, and he has expertise around nanotechnology and adhesives. Partnering with a company called 3RT, they take waste wood products and they use these adhesives through their production line to produce big blocks of synthetic hardwood that perform as well as the real thing, but you don't have to go and cut down extra trees for it. You can then cut this up to produce paneling, flooring, and cut it up into furniture and other things like that. We've got high-tech manufacturing here in Adelaide using technology developed at Flinders in conjunction with their commercial partner. It's producing high-tech products, has employees, and it's exporting these wood products around the country and soon to be overseas.
Adelaide is small. We are almost like a startup. That means we can do things, we can try things.
Australia has one of the best vocational education and training systems in the world.
If you're a local or international student looking to come to train, we're trying to form a free line in the world.
TAFE SA is a flagship provider of vocational education and training in South Australia. We use purpose-built state-of-the-art facilities and equipment.
TONS Innovation District really brings together research, education, industry and the broader community in a place to connect and collaborate in one space.
Our engagement goes beyond the classroom or the lecture theatre. It's hands-on, it's practical. This leads to skills-based learning that produces job-ready graduates for industries of today and the future.
Flight Training Adelaide is one of the flying schools that has the highest completion rate in the world, training to the highest quality with a great reputation of providing pilots for leading airlines. The Qantas Group Pilot Academy is a classic example of where students who train with us will ultimately have an opportunity to have a pathway into Qantas. That relationship is extremely important. It gives students confidence when they do train with us that we can actually make that connection for them. And that attests to the fact that we are viewed as a global leader in what we do.
We have been privileged to see many of our international students progress into the workforce and have successful careers by applying the skills they learned at TAFE SA into the real world.
You can almost see TONS as a living lab. If you really have a placement in a business, you need to learn to adapt to the environment. You need to learn to influence people, to convince people. You need to collaborate with other people. And I think that's what really industry appreciates. The more digital we go, this will be a key aspect in the future.
struck me being so close to all these companies. They're all based here. That's where those connections and like relationships kind of started. You see each other around, have a conversation, and then you're now a familiar face.
And that's the key thing about South Australia, that we have a solid and a strong fundamental base on industry landscape and test and try things that really affect our future society in energy, mobility, aging, connectivity, manufacturing, and so on and so forth. I think that sort of should demonstrate that the state is really progressive in the future of things.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'll wear the mask later after I finish speaking. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. First of all, I would like to thank all our business partners and VIP guests. Ms. Fiona Morris, Councillor Designate Education and Science for the Australian High Commission in Malaysia on behalf of Australia's Department of Education, Skills and Employment. Ms. Joanne Hashim, Education Services Regional Director, Victorian Government Trade and Investment Southeast Asia. She will be joining us live. Mr. Adil Akbar, Business Development Manager, South Australia Government Trade and Investment Office. Mr. Moses Ling, Chief Marketing Officer, UCSI University. Mr. Elvin Tay from AUG Services. Ms. Patricia Yeo, President of the Malaysian Australian Alumni Council. Ms. Mina Lim, Vice President Education Welfare of Malaysian Australian Alumni Council. And Mr. Adrian Ong, Vice President Alumni Relations of the Malaysian Australian Alumni Council. A very good morning to all of you today. Welcome to the Malaysian Australian Alumni Council's annual Career Talk series. This year, we are glad to host this at UCSI University campus in Kuala Lumpur, Cheras, Malaysia. My name is Felicia. I'm also a council member of the Malaysian Australia Alumni Council. And for the first time this year, the MAAC is running an event with live audience with us here today, and also streaming live on the MAAC Facebook and MAAC YouTube channel. A bit of background, the Career Talk Series Immersion Program is well supported by the Australian High Commission in Malaysia, including the Australian Trade and Investment Commission, Austrade, and the Australian Department of Education and Sciences. We promise an informative and fun-filled session this morning. Besides hearing from our distinguished guest speakers, you will also hear from Australian alumni, and we will at MAAC be sharing with you scholarship information. We will also be running live quizzes with prizes and goodie bags up for grabs. Big thanks once again to all our supporting partners for this event. And without further ado, I would like to invite our first speaker of today, Ms. Patricia Yeo, to deliver her welcome speech. Ms. Patricia Yeo.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining us at this MAC Career Talk event. Due to the unfortunate COVID-19 pandemic, this is the first time we're doing this on live streaming as well as with a live audience. So it is really unfortunate because we would have loved to meet all the participants who are joining us on live streaming. I'm Pat, the Malaysian Australian Alumni Council President, short for the MAAC. Basically, we are the national organization of all the Australian universities, alumni chapters in Malaysia, including all the Australian Institute of Higher Learning. So we represent more than 500,000 Australian graduates, Malaysian graduates from Australian universities, and the number is growing. And Australia is, of course, one of the top 10 destination for education for Malaysians. Now, the MAAC basically have a 15-member EXCO. So I am supported by 14 people, including me, 15. We are all volunteers, and we are all from Australian universities, different Australian universities. We came back to Malaysia after completing our studies, and we're passionate about Australia because we had an excellent experience in Australia. All 15 of us, of course, would have different experience, but we have one thing in common. We love Australia, and Australia is definitely the destination for Australian education, for world-class education. Now, we are supported by the Australian High Commission in Malaysia. Our patron is none other than His Excellency, Mr. Andrew Golenzanowski. He is actually the Australian High Commissioner to Malaysia. We work very closely with state governments of Australia, including Victorian State Government and the South Australian State Government. So without further ado, I shall now invite Fiona, right, on the stage, basically to share with you why Australia, today all the speakers will be sharing with you why Australia should be your choice in terms of education. Not only for holiday, I think a lot of you go to Australia for holiday, but it's also a great place to further your studies. Thank you.
How's that? Is it again? Thank you very much, Pat. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fiona Morris, and I am the Education Counsellor at the Australian High Commission. I work for Australia's Department of Education, Skills and Employment, and it's my great pleasure to be here today on behalf of the Australian High Commission. Thank you very much to MAAC for hosting today's career talk and for the opportunity to speak. A big welcome to all of our Malaysian alumni online, to all of the prospective students and their parents here today, and to all of you joining us online. Australia has been welcoming international students to its shores for many years, starting from the 1950s when the first Colombo Plan scholars arrived in Australia, setting the stage for a very long and positive partnership between Malaysia and Australia, particularly in the area of education. Australia has been very fortunate to receive so many Malaysian students since that time, and they become our most valuable ambassadors. Even more important than us as diplomats are the Malaysian students who've studied in Australia and who come back to Malaysia, who are vital links for that relationship. Likewise, the number of Australian students who have been studying in Malaysia has been growing rapidly since the introduction of the new Colombo Plan. And they become very strong advocates for Malaysia and for Australia's relationship with Malaysia when they return to Australia. I can't speak today without acknowledging the heavy impact which COVID-19 has had on the education sector globally, on school students, on university students, on colleges, and everywhere. I think it's been particularly challenging for any international students who have not been able to return to Australia or to other countries. And I just want to acknowledge and thank them for their patience while Australia and while everyone around the world tries to battle this pandemic. And I think that we are getting there. There is light at the end of the tunnel as we see that vaccination programs are rolling out everywhere. I also want to reassure you that the Australian government is working very closely with the states and territories to develop plans that will ensure that international students can be welcomed back to Australia as soon as this is possible. Our international students are such an important part of the Australian community. We look forward to welcoming them back to our classrooms, to our campuses, and to our communities as soon as possible. For those of you who are here today listening in and who are considering studying in Australia, I wholeheartedly encourage you to do so. Australia offers a very high quality education experience, and I can say from personal experience that living in another country as an international student has a profound and life-changing impact on the way that you view the world and your place in it. In addition to the formal education experience that you will receive, Australia offers international students the opportunity to think differently. It encourages creativity and innovation and problem solving, and you see so much of that in the positive impact that Malaysian alumni have on the relationship Australia within their community, their profession, when they return to Malaysia. I would also encourage those of you who are considering studying in Australia to consider starting your studies online. I am currently doing online studies with the University of New South Wales. I switched over recently when I was posted offshore, and I'm very, very happy with the experience. It's been a really fantastic learning experience. I'm doing an MBA program, and I have to say I'm doing accounting studies at the moment. And for any of you out there who are accountants, I have a newfound appreciation for what it is that you do. Thank you very much. Thank you all for your time today, and enjoy all the information that our speakers will be giving you today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fiona Morris. She's once again the Councillor of Destiny Education and Science for the Australian High Commission in Malaysia on behalf of the Australia's Department of Education, Skills and Employment. Ms. Fiona has responsibility for Australia's bilateral relations, education, training and research relationships with Malaysia and Singapore as well. So I don't know how you find time to do your studies amongst all the work you have to do. Okay, before I move on to our next speaker, it's the fun time. I will be announcing some of the mechanics on how you can participate at our quiz today. We will have 10 questions. I will announce them gradually throughout this entire morning. So before I announce the first question, I would like to let you know that in order to participate, you have to put in your answer on our live chat. Just put in your answer and we will capture it. The 10th correct answer will win an exclusive goodie bags from us. So what happen is to redeem your bags, all winners will need to PM us your details using our FB WhatsApp button so we can mail the goodie bags to you. Winners will receive goodie bags with gift tokens from Australian University and business partners for this event. So please listen to us, and all the answers are actually available in today's talk. Okay, the first question for today. This one's about Australia. The first question, how many states are there in Australia? How many states are there in Australia? You know the We will now invite our next speaker. He's an alumni from Murdoch University, Western Australia. I believe he conducted his studies in mass communications, public relations, advertising, applied communication. Please welcome Mr. Keith Tang.
Hello, hi, good morning. If I hadn't had the chance to meet all of you yet and over on the virtual cloud, my name is Keith Tang. I am a alumni graduate from Murdoch University. Graduating year 2011. Yes, that's 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure all of you over there, virtually, 10 years ago was a pretty long time ago. It is a pretty long time for me. And it has been quite an adventure in Australia during my time in Murdoch University. I'd like to thank Adrian for inviting me to give a talk here. You don't get that much opportunities, especially during the pandemic situation. Now, I work better with a live crowd, so all of you virtually have to bear with me for a little while as I have to share with you a few facts. Before I went to Australia, I did not know the capital of Australia. I thought it was Sydney, until I found out it was Canberra. Imagine that. And the only reason why, during that time, for me personally, went to Australia in 2010 is that I lost a bet with my parents. All right, I decided to study something. I made a bet with them, and as they say, the rest is history. Right. So a little bit more about me is that born in KL, I'm Chinese, nothing mixed, nothing in between. But like most of you, I have not figured out life back then, and pretty much now I only figure like 40%. So don't worry, you get it. So over here, I know that picking a university is not an easy decision, right? You got locals, you got from to Australia, you got other countries. It's like why should you study in? Why did I pick to study in Murdoch University in Western Australia? Well, my parents went to, and I identified various universities around Australia, and ultimately settled on Western Australia because of its immense Asian population, especially the Malaysian population. And it's either UWA or Curtin or Murdoch University. And the one thing that attracted us to Murdoch University was the big size of the campus, 227 hectares to be exact. If you do not know how big that is, to sum it up, that's 424.20 football fields. Yes, I went and Googled that before I made this speech. And back then as well, it seems small because of the building campus, but I did not know it also encompasses the big field, the big farm as well for the veterinarian courses and the chiropractic courses as well. So it's big, yeah. And it was good to find out that Murdoch had a twinning program with a local uni at that time. And it was a very good progress. So I did a 1.5 plus 1.5 program with the local uni and with Murdoch University as well. And yes, as was mentioned earlier, I did a mass communication in public relations, minoring in journalism. And I always remember that when I took the course, we had a lot of opportunities to mess around or to experience the radio, the mics, the cameras, and a lot of people who you can have the same experience with in the community. After all, these are all group projects. But I always remember my first time when I touched down to Perth for the very first time. I mean, before that, I have traveled to countries for visit. Those are all just for for travel. But I remember I tell myself, okay, I'm not here for holiday. I'm here to study. But I literally felt a breath of fresh air. It's not metaphorically because I used that sinus. When I stepped down in Australia, I literally had a clear nose. Green trees, fresh environment, cloudless skies. And it was a very good thing for me, both environmentally and also health-wise. So a bit more about my studies, what I experienced. So what can you experience? I can tell you personally, even though it's 10 years ago, is that there is a very welcoming community for international students. So much so that from the moment you land in the campus itself, you get ushered in, you get invited, you get asked, are you a student? Are you enrolling in courses? Are you in are you there? Are you a parent? Or you get asked, you get a lot of people actually helping you on campus and on site as well. And safe to say, that's kind of the big deciding factor for which my parents has also put into Murdoch University as well. So a bit more about my uni life in Murdoch University is that there is we always stay in a student village. We had barbecue parties, a lot of sausages and hot dogs. We eat a lot of them on the Barbie, and we experience life through community campus. There is a lot of communities upon Murdoch itself. Whether you are for the Asians, you have mix itself. You just want to mingle around, go to the bar or whatever. There is a lot of people there who you can mingle and mix around, especially in the library where you can share your ideas. Sometimes you just do not know what to do. You can just talk. You just literally walk up to somebody and ask a question. If you know they're from your course, people are not afraid to tell you, to inform you. And it is a very enriching experience, especially for myself. In schools, you don't ask questions. You don't say, hey teacher, hey, I need help in this. You don't just like, I'm gonna go to tuition. I'm gonna go myself. Be secluded. But here, I had the freedom to ask. I had the freedom to experience what it is like to have a community where I can go up to, walk up to, be a little bit afraid, a bit shy, and you ask the questions that you need to ask to get through your university life. But of course, Western Australia is not all about studies and books and universities. There's a whole lot of things you can do around there, especially even 10 years ago, it's still the same you can do right now. You can travel up north or to down south with friends. You can go out, you can go down to the Swan Valley. You can go experience the wineries, the Cape Leeuwin. There's a lot of things you can do even in the city itself. Just walk around and we'll go, go to Kings Park. There's a bit of tourism right there. So there is, but I want to talk about especially the Murdoch Orientation Volunteers Program, which I was also part of. And it's a very good program where when you experience the welcoming committee to Murdoch University, you can also decide to take a part of it to volunteer into the program itself, where you'll be the guy inviting the people in the new welcomers into the university. We call them freshies, fresh out the bat. And these people can come from local, within Australia itself, internationally, Malaysians like us, and also people from all different types of countries and backgrounds. They can range from the same age as you are, all the way up to the 50s and 60s. I have met people who are 60 years old doing a PhDs in Murdoch University. It's a lot of people actually advancing their education over there. So what I did, my bachelor's and graduated in about 2010 or 2010, in the middle of 2010. I did another 1 year in my postgraduate diploma in internet working security. The reason why I did that was first, I desire to advance my studies, and I did not want to take a master's because that would take too long. For in my case, just want to take an in-between course. So Murdoch thankfully offered a postgraduate diploma in internet working and security, in which I graduated, and I came back to Malaysia in about the end of 2011. I didn't go for that graduation because it's like going twice. So what I learned from my courses, most importantly, critical and analytical thinking, especially in the culture of Australia and its history and its experiences. Not to say you can't get it here in Malaysia, but back then it was a tad more difficult in my community because if you know our communities, we are a bit more reserved. We're a bit more keeping more to ourselves and only to our circle of friends. Australia was a cultural shock, if you could say, for myself. And I learned what's applicable to me to this day, if you're not familiar with this, is the miniskirt theory. All right, what that means is that information should be long enough to be good content, short enough to be interesting. Always ask your 5 W's and 1 H, like what, who, where, when, why, and how. And that's very applicable to your work experiences to this very day. Project management. Yes, I have worked in various industries, and that ranged from Japanese companies, banking sectors, to event management companies. And right now I am in a design agency doing project managing. And that skills actually stems from my internet working security days, and communication stems from obviously the public relations and the journalism that I have learned from back then in Murdoch. If you think those textbooks are not applicable to and your work, they are very, very applicable, especially work that requires you to have skills and also certifications. Those are actually very helpful. So already talking about how they all help, I've already mentioned it prior. And also one thing very important that I have also garnered together with all the work experiences, it's the lifetime experience I had with my friends, with the people, the strangers you meet on the street even. They were all very friendly. Coupled with the time where you can bring those experiences and bring it back to Malaysia. It actually is very helpful to you to engage in people, especially in interviews. You will not be afraid. You will not. You can construct your thoughts more. You're trained to construct your thoughts a bit more critically and more coherently, especially when you're first starting out in your first job, in your first career. You don't be afraid to to feel and to construct your differences, your experiences from there. So that's all for me, and I'll leave you to say that you're born to dream and you're born to be fearless. So never stop trying new things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have any question for Keith? No questions right now. Well, don't worry, this is a live chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them on our live chat because Keith can always answer about it later. Initially, I have some questions for you, but you've got it all very well covered all the way till your life here in Malaysia. So thank you very much once again, Keith, for coming here today. Thank you so much. Okay, before I move on to the next session, I will be announcing to you the next two quiz questions. Now, quiz question number 2, which state is Murdoch University located at? Which state is Murdoch University located in? And question number 3, what is the estimated cost of living per year in Australia? Please write down your answer. Our next speaker is from AUG Student Services, Mr. Elvin. Mr. Elvin will be sharing education pathways to Australia. A warm welcome, Mr. Elvin.
All right, that's sound check. Thank you very much for the kind introduction from Felicia. So, first of all, I'll say thank you for the invitations. Thank you for inviting us. It's our pleasure to always be with MSCC to work it out, to promote Australia education and also to promote the relationship between Malaysia and Australia. So, good morning, everyone. For those of you who are here physically with us, and for those of you who are online doing the live stream program with us. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for your time. I hope in the next 20 to 30 minutes for my sessions, you'll be able to gain some useful information about studying in Australia. I also hope that it will inspire you to continue to dream big and to think about Australia as a study destination for your future. So I will just firstly just introduce myself. My name is Elvin. I'm working as an education agent for past 10 years. So working very closely with Australia University and also with some of the university from elsewhere. So we're also working very closely with UCSI. We're one of the partners. So like Felicia had mentioned early on, if you are interested to study in UCSI and out in Australia, there's possibly one of the ways you can do it as well. So I'm also an Australia qualified education agent. So anything about Australia, about the education, about the framework, I hope I can answer some of your questions today. So we go for the next page, next slide. All right, okay. Sorry, I can't see my slide here, so I'll probably have to rely on you. So like I said before, Australia is really a wonderful place. Okay, for those of you who have been to Australia, I believe you share the same sentiments as me. It's indeed a wonderful country, have beautiful city. Australia is one of the countries in the world that have a lot of cities been voted as the most livable city in the world. As I know for now, Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, and Perth always got listed on the list. So down the picture, if you can recognize, I can't put all the pictures here. It's beautiful Melbourne, beautiful Sydney, and beautiful Brisbane over there. So we go for the next page. We talk about Australia as a nation. To talk about Australia as a nation, you must tell that you can tell that they are really big. It's a big country over the land size of almost the same or even bigger than the United States of America. So it's a continent by itself. How great is that? Australia is a continent by itself. So in Australia, in total, we have about 42 universities. 43, sorry, yes, 43 universities. Out of them, 37 are public. 2 is a private university, and another three more, which is an international university campus. So with Australia, with 42 universities, you have a lot of great universities in Australia. Like just now has been shared by the alumni from Murdoch. It's one of the great universities, been ranked very highly in the world. Australia also have 6 states and 2 territories. For some of you have listened to the quiz late just now, so probably it's one of the questions you can look into. So, like many of you, when I first joined into the Australia education, I also thought that Sydney is the capital city of Australia. In fact, it's not. It's Canberra. So it's something for some of you who are looking to study in Australia, something to think about. Canberra is a capital city, very much like our Malaysia. Putrajaya is where the government administration has gathered about. So, and to talk about the university in Australia, we must also talk about their rankings. So in Australia, you have about 40 university, 43 university. Out of them, you have 7 universities which rank the top 100 in the world. So it's a very high percentage from there on. Okay, so we'll go to the next slide to continue to talk about Australia a little more. As you know, Australia is located in the southern hemisphere. So the weather and season is a little bit different compared to the usual weather that we know. Snowy Christmas doesn't really happen in Australia. In fact, it's a hot, scorching summer. Okay, it's very hot, but it's a totally different experience. So we have a different weather seasons there. Pretty much at this moment, April is the autumn season in Australia. It's kind of cooling environment over there. So winter usually happens in June to August. So it's a very interesting seasons arrangement in Australia, very different from the rest of the world. Next slide, we will go and talk about Australia and its statistics. At this moment, as a statistics based in 2019, we have currently 30,000 Australian students studying onshore. So this is according to the Australian government statistics. And with this figure, it's also ranked Malaysians. Named Australia is one of the most popular destinations among Malaysians. So it's usually between UK and Australia. So Australia is definitely one of the most very popular destinations. International reputation for quality and excellence. We all know that have great university, excellent university all around Australia. Multicultural society. If you've been to Australia, you will know that you will not only mingle with people from Australia, but they will come from different ethnicity, from Italy, a lot of great Italy ethnicity, Greece, South Americans, and you see a lot of Asians. So it's a big cultural mixing pot in Australia. With that, you definitely learn something that is different from your home country, going to expand your world horizon about the world. Proximity to Malaysia is only 5 to 8 hours flight journey. If you can travel, it's very great. You don't need to fly all across the globe just to reach Australia. It's very close to Malaysia. Yeah. Also, you have opportunity to work and live and work in Australia after you completed your course. This is one of the very few benefits the Australian government has been given to international students who study in Australia. So it's a great benefit to study in Australia as well. I mentioned 7 universities have been ranked in the top 100 universities in the world, and it's also most livable city in the world. As 2019 statistics, there's only 3 universities, but last I checked, Perth is also ranked very closely on the 14 places. So it's a beautiful places, wonderful education system in the world. As we go for the next page, Ken. All right, so a lot of you had heard about how great Australia is, about the educations, about the city, about the living. How are we going to go to Australia to study? Well, if you're sitting in front of the computer, you are doing SPM right now, IGCSE. There's many ways you can go to Australia to study. So if you decide to go right now, after you complete your high school, the common pathway will be going to Australia to do a foundation program. So the foundation program usually lasts for a year. After a year of completion, you can join into a university degree first year. So there's one option. Second option, if you do not want to leave home so quickly, your parents miss you, You cannot, you still have your friends, so you haven't said goodbye yet. You can do a pre-university program in Malaysia. So a lot of pre-university programs in Malaysia are well recognized by Australia. For example, if you can do with A-level, which is offered by UCSI, you also can consider about the Australia Year 12 program, which is commonly been named or be called by the SACE, which is stand for South Australia Matriculation Program, AusMed by different provider. So you can do that program. It's only lasts for a year, and all the Australian university will be able to recognize this qualification, accept you into a university. So if you do not, you will still think that, oh wow, I still want to spend some more time with my parents, with my families here. You can have and opt for what we call a credit transfer program, where students can do a diploma program for a year and a half, 2 years, or do a degree program and opt for the transfer to Australian university later on. So we have a lot of Malaysian universities have have a great relationship with Australian university by having their course syllabus being mapped out or arranged. So in this case, a student in Malaysia, you can study in the private university in Malaysia, for example, like UCSI, which is sponsoring the venue today. You can do the program here, a year or 2 years and 1.5 years, and later on apply for career transfer to the partner university in Australia. So this gives students and parents a lot of flexibility. And the most important thing that it will drastically save up your costs as well by saving out your living expenses and the tuition fee over here. Okay, we go to the next slide, which is the talk about the Australia qualifications framework. So one very important information that you have to get today is that a lot of students come to us in the past saying that I'm just finished my high school, I want to go straight to university first year. As a IGCSE students or SPM student, you are considered year 11 qualifications. You can't enter straight to degree year 1 just right now. You probably have to complete the 12-year education before you can go into Australia. So that is very important for all the students to take notes. You can't go straight to university first year after completing your SPM. You have to do a year 12 equivalent qualification in order to gain entry into year 1 university in Australia. It's very different from the United States system. So different country, different systems. So just to be clear on that, Australia main intakes has happened in February, the semester 1. We have a smaller intake, which is in July. So for those students who are looking for that, you can consider February or July. And for SPM students, this is a great time because by the time you finish your SPM in December, you can consider going for the next intake in February with your trial result. And a lot of Australian universities can accept SPM trial result and go in to study your foundations. So that's a very good news for you. We go for the next slides, which we talk about the group of different type of university available to students. So first of all, we're going to talk about the world-renowned Group of 8 University, which is, we all know that it's a very traditional, it's research-focused university, which enjoy good reputation in the world as a research-intensive university. From here, you have like familiar names, University of Melbourne, Australian National University. Those are the universities who consistently been ranked top 30 in the world. You also have University of Sydney, and one of the names that maybe ring a bell to you, Monash University, which is a Group of 8 university in Australia, also have a campus in Malaysia. That tells how closely the relationship between Malaysia and Australia is. We have a foreign branch campus with so high ranking located just right in our doorsteps. So we have a different type of university, which will go on the next slides. This group of university, which is very focused on the technology, very practical. So if you're thinking about doing something like a design, communications, engineering, these are the universities that you can consider. Very different approach, even though they're still focused on research, but they have a practical element into it. So they emphasize a lot on students' employability. When you finish your study, how well are you can get connected to the industry? This is the main objective for the students who are going to complete their degree with them. So you have Curtin, RMIT, with UTS, and as well as University of South Australia, which is located in different cities, have different strength, and this is something that you can consider as well. Not only look about research intensive, you probably, if you are not those theoretical type person, you're more practical, more hands-on, definitely consider them. And last, I will going to introduce the large group of university, which we will call the Innovation Research University, IRU. This group of university are the young university that also want to be part of the contributions to the world research. So they grow together and to work together in research and in collaboration with university, especially in Asia. So if you want to have a little bit of research touch, where you want to still don't leave your home ground Asia behind, this university have a strong tie with Asia University. So you have Griffith University, as just now Keith has graduated from, Murdoch University is also part of IRU University. So a lot of different university choices for you to consider. After talking about university, let's discuss about how much you should get ready if you wanted to study in Australia. Next slide is the cost of living. Yes. So we all know that investment on yourself, on your own education, is probably one of the most important investment you can invest. More than anything else, is investing on your own education. So education in Australia, I'm going to be very straight to you. It's how do I state it? It's expensive in some way. It's in some way to most of the Malaysians. But to know what are you going to pay for is going to help you to set your expectation right and set your education pathway right. So as a statistic by Australia government, for you to live in Australia a year, you need to prepare about $21,041. Okay, this is estimations, generous figure. Of course, depending on which city you live in, there will be a different figure going to it. Definitely living in Sydney would be much more expensive living in Perth, because Sydney is a bigger city and higher rents, higher cost of living. So this figure is a Australia visa requirements as a student. As an international student, when you go to Australia to study, you have to prepare this amount for you to prepare. And on top of that, all the international students who are going to Australia to study, you have to purchase what we call OHSC, an overseas health insurance for yourself. This is to safeguard your health. Example, if you have fall sick or fall into any accidents in Australia, your medical expenses will be well covered off. So good news for parents. If you are overseas in Australia, you do not need to worry about going to the hospital, going to see doctors. Visa fee is everything is about, I think if correct me if I'm wrong, it's about $600 around that right now. I will give you if you want to know the figure, we'll talk to you later on. So working right in Australia, yes, the good news is with the living expenses, you do allowed to work legally in Australia as a part-timer. So working rights in Australia is included for all the international student visa holders. You can work up to 40 hours fortnightly with the minimum wages of $19.49 at this moment. Okay, this is one of the highest minimum wages in the world. So conservatively counting, if you work 20 hours a week for 52 weeks a year, you probably can earn about 17,000 to 18,000 Australia dollar a year. So that is about to cover your living expenses. Again, for all the parents out there, we want to rest assure you that we're not telling your kids or children to go Australia to work, but while working in Australia as a part-time, you gain a very valuable experience, especially if you're thinking about continue to stay on in Australia to look for a job, for skill migrations. Your working experience as a student tells a lot about you. So it's go beyond just your extra pocket money. That's a good thing, but it also tells a lot about you to add in value to your CV when you graduated in the future. Right. So after living expenses, we just talk about tuition fee in Australia. Next slide. All right. Okay. So with different universities come with different pricing, different tuition fees. So of course we all know that the branded stuff always costs more. Okay. So, but it doesn't really mean they are the best or they are what, they're just different in terms of different supplies and demands. So Group of University would tend to have a higher tuition fee compared to other universities, okay, because of the facility, because of the location, because of the risk, because of the courses they offer. For example, if we're thinking about Monash University in Australia compared to RMIT University in Australia, the tuition fee could be about a 9,000, 8,000 Aussie dollar difference per year. So that goes about the tuition fee around between different type of university. And one of the factors to affect your tuition fee is also your cost. Studying a medicine could be very different compared to studying a design program. A medicine program lasts for 5 years, and because of the equipment, because of the facility you're going to be used, you're going to need it, it's going to cost a lot more. For example, if you thought about medicine program, we make a comparison between University of Tasmania, who are offering a medicine program and a business program. A medicine program could cost you about 75,000 Aussie dollars per year, compared to a degree program, business program, which is cost you 30,000 a year. It's almost the double. So depending on the course that you're studying, there will be a different tuition fee courses as well. Lastly, it's a tuition fee. Some programs run 2 years, some programs run for 4 years, like medicine program, just now I mentioned, run to up to 7 years. If you're studying in University of South Australia, University of New South Wales, the medicine program can run up to 6 years. If you're studying in University of Melbourne, it will run up to 7 years. So study duration is also something you need to consider, because it definitely will add up the living expenses and tuition fee onto your total investment in your education. So how are we going to prepare for that? Scholarship, do we have any scholarship? The good news is Australian University is one of the very generous universities in the world that offer attractive scholarship. On and off, you will hear university offering scholarship up to 50%, 100%. Of course, a lot of the university offering scholarships in the basis of international merit scholarship, whereby it's open for all the nationality in the world except Australian and New Zealander to come and compete for the scholarships. So with that in place, we all stand a chance as a Malaysian, same as people, students from Singapore, students from China, we all stand an equal chance to compete for the scholarship. So there's different type of scholarship available. One is scholarship offered by the institution, whereby it's directly from the respective university that you're applying to. So this kind of scholarship usually is what we call international merit scholarship. It's open for everyone. But again, the tricky thing is, because it's for everyone, the competitions are very stiff. So if you have a good result, we always encourage you to go and apply to see what the outcome is. But if you don't, because of the stiff competitions, there's other channels that you can look into. Second, you can look at some private organizations in Malaysia which offer scholarship as well. This list goes on like Maybank, Sime Darby, Petronas. These are also, to name a few, these are some of the private organizations who offer scholarship for students to go Australia to study. Government scholarship, Malaysia used to have MAAC scholarship, whereby it's a sponsored scholarship for students to go to Australia with a bonding with the government. Same goes to JPA scholarship in the past. But at this moment, I think Malaysians scholarship have been cutting costs and budget year in, year out. So it's getting more and more difficult to get the scholarship funding from Malaysian government right away. But you still can try if you have a good result. And lastly, today we have a good news with you today, which is to share with you the MACC scholarship. Later on, my colleague will come in to talk more about the MACC scholarship. So MACC scholarship, to put it in a nutshell, is a scholarship for Malaysian students only. And we have worked with a lot of different type of universities. You can go for the next slides. So these are the university. This information is on the MACC website. If you can go on Google to type MACC scholarship, probably you will see this flyer. We'll go for the next slide. All right, so these are just some of the universities that has partnered with MACC organization to come up with a scholarship. So for all Malaysians only, and the scholarship is very attractive if you're looking for PhD. A lot of scholarships are 100% cover, and some even cover your living expenses. Some undergraduate scholarship cover 15%, 20% off from the tuition fee first year. So it's a very attractive scholarship, and the key thing is it's only for Malaysians. So if you're holding a Malaysia passport, good news to you. This is only for you. All right. I'm coming to the end of my presentation now. I'll just quickly go through a lot of words here. Pretty much to study in Australia, what are the services we provide? We provide education counseling. This is a step one where every one of you coming to speak to us. We understand your background, understand your budget, and we propose a different education pathway to you. If you decided and you agree with continue with our services, we can assist you to put an application to handle your administration process. This all the way including your visa, chasing your offer, etc. So from there on, if you decide to accept the offer, together during the process, we also will assist you in terms of your application to scholarship. So all in all, we assist students in your visa, assist students in your accommodation arrangement. Before you go to Australia, before you go to the airport and leave to Australia, we will conduct a pre-departure briefing to tell you what you can do, what you cannot do in Australia. If you need help, where should you find help? We also have officers in Australia. When you arrive in Australia onshore, you also can speak to our office and our staff there so that we can provide support and at least bring you some Malaysia vibes. So we bring you where the nice nasi lemak is, where's the bak kuteh, where's the Sarawak laksa. We all know that. it's very important for Malaysia and all the foods here. So we make sure you have a smooth journey. And lastly, maybe we can jump a few slides from here. These are some of the services that we provide. Next slide. We also have Australia migrations in-house with us. So for those of you who are looking for opportunity in Australia, we do provide that as well while you're in Australia or before you go to Australia to further your study. Next slide. So I won't be taking any more of the time. I will just quickly introduce AUG. We are an education agency have 12 offices in Malaysia and another 5 more in Australia. So what we do is that we represent all the Australian university. Over here, we can assist you in terms of application, in terms of your visa arrangement, and also if you want to come back, you want to stay back in Australia, we can provide some migration advice to you, how you can go about it. Also, all our services is free. It's consultations, we don't charge anything. Except for the migration consultation. That's a different story, okay? But everything comes with education consultations. Everything is free. You don't need to pay us anything. If you get 100% scholarship, we wish you all the best. We don't need to give us back anything else, all right? So lastly, if those of you who really wanted to find out more about Australia education, in one of the last page, this is our contact numbers. You can take it down, take a picture, you can contact us. You can email us as well regarding any scholarship. We have macc@augstudy.com emails to speak to us. We have the Australia events happening in May, so whereby we also will send out an invitation to MAAC very soon. So I think it's the next slides. So, go back up on the slide, sorry. Yep. So we have Australia educations going on 23rd to 30th of May, happening in Sunway Resorts and also Lee Meridians Hotel in Kuala Lumpur. So if you're interested, just scan the QR code and register. We'll send you more information. So I hope you find this session in the past 20 minutes useful, and I hope that it will inspire you to continue to look out for Australia as one of the potential study nations in your future. So I hope you all the best. Thank you once again for your time. I pass the time back to Felicia.
Thank you very much to AUG. Thank you very much once again to Alvin. Alvin's from AUG Student Services. Now, AUG Student Services is the Malaysia Australia Colombo Plan Commemoration Scholarship Administrator. And these scholarships are organized by the Malaysia Australia Alumni Council for Malaysian citizens to study in Australia University. Now, give me a second. So I'm here right now because you'll be seeing behind me the information on Malaysia Australia Colombo Plan Commemoration Scholarship. So with this, I would like to invite Mina Lim, our Education and Welfare Vice President of the MAAC, to explain a little bit more about the scholarships.
Hi, morning. Thank you, Felicia. My name is Mina. I'm the Vice President of the Education and Welfare, Malaysian Australian Alumni Council. Now, just to give you a brief introduction on the name of the scholarship is Malaysia Australia Colombo Plan Commemoration Scholarship. It's a mouthful and very long, so in short, we just call it MAAC, M-A-C-C. So our organization is MAAC, it's also MAAC. So don't get confused, but it's pretty easy. Go to our website, emaac.org, and you get all the information up there. Now, on our website, you will find out information about the history of our scholarship, how it started back in 2001. And ever since then, more than 250 scholars have benefited from our scholarship fund, jointly with the universities. They have pledged a scholarship with us. And over 5 million ringgit has been disbursed through our scholarships. So the scholarship, as Alvin has explained, is available as in our undergraduate program, in the master's program, as well as in the PhD programs. So for the PhD ones, right now, we have quite a few that are opened up. That's for a couple of universities where they are not only giving the tuition fee, but they're also giving the stipend, the living allowance for the program. So it's 100% scholarship in that sense. And if you want to get the latest list of all the universities, you can go to, again, emaac.org. That's our website. Now, in the event that you cannot find the universities that you're looking for, not on our website, contact our scholarship administrator, Alvin, which is AUG, and they'll be able to assist you. As we are right now in the midst of updating our scholarship list, so the next list will be coming up soon. So as our scholarship administrator, they help us with the application submissions for all the scholarships that you want to apply. So you can go to our website to apply, but they will assist you with all the follow-ups, as well as when you are awarded the scholarship, they will assist you with the visa services and the pre-departure. Yeah. So we, in the Malaysia Australia Alumni Council, we acknowledge all our alumni and their successes. So you will be able to see our coffee table book, because some of the scholars that they return, they are our scholars, our scholarship recipients, and they are actually featured in our book as well. So have a look at the book. If you had opportunity, go to our website. It's also available on the website, and I'll be able to show you the book in a moment. And right. So basically, I just want to make it short. I think Alvin has got everything covered. Go to our website if you need anything else. And thank you for attending our event. Oh, yeah, the book. So this is how the book looks like. This is how the book looks like. So it is available. If you want to get a copy, contact any of the Malaysia Australia Alumni Council or leave a message on the live chat, and we'll be able to get back to you. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mina. At the beginning of our event today, we had a video on this book. So if you haven't had the chance to follow up with us on time later, don't worry, this event is recorded. You can actually go on our YouTube and Facebook page later and review back some of the videos and the content that we have flashed through. Or else, just reach out to us on all our social media pages and email addresses. Thank you. Okay. Exciting times again, because right now I will be reading to you the next few quiz questions. Now, question number 4. What is the name of the scholarship offered to Malaysians by the Malaysian Australian Alumni Council? What is the name of the scholarship offered to Malaysians by the Malaysian Australia Alumni Council? Question number 5. IGCSE is equivalent to Year 10, 11, or SPM, or equivalent to Year 12 STPM. IGCSE is equivalent to Year 10, 11 SPM, or equivalent to Year 12 STPM. Question number 6. How many scholarships has MAAC offered to Malaysians since 1998? How many scholarships has MAAC offered to Malaysians since 1998? Question number 7. What is the MACC scholarship email address? What is the MACC scholarship email address? Question number 8. Besides scholarship applications, AUG also assists students on university admission, process, pre-departure orientation, and visa assistance. Is this statement true or false? Besides scholarship applications, AUG also assists students on university admission process, pre-departure orientation, and visa assistance. Is this true or false? Okay, that's the questions for the quizzes. There will be 2 more coming up. So the next speaker and the next session where we play more videos for you, some answers may be in there. We have now live with us Ms. Joanne Hashim from Victorian Government Trade and Investment for Southeast Asia. Hi, Joanne, can you hear us?
Hi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear,
Does that
Joanne.
work? Excellent. All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Joanne Hashim, or just call me Jo, and I'm the Education Services Regional Director for Southeast Asia for the Victorian Trade and Investment Office. Before we go any further, I'd like to begin by acknowledging all traditional owners of Victoria and Australia, reflecting the virtual platform of which we're meeting. I pay my respect to their elders past, present, and emerging. Now, it is my pleasure, because I actually only have like 25 minutes, and we have a lot to get through in this time. So we're going to take you on a really crazy journey around Melbourne to look at some of the different universities that we have, in case you're really interested, and I'm sure you'll really enjoy it. Now, but before that, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about us, the Global Victoria Education Network. So we're a trade and investment, we work for the Victorian government. We open to the world, to Victorian businesses, and welcome business to Victoria. We do this in the education sector as well, where our world-class universities, research and development hubs, VET organisation, English language schools all work in partnerships with overseas providers to design and deliver customised education and training programs. This results in Melbourne continuously being ranked as Australia's best student city and 3rd best in the world. Our education network is unrivaled amongst Australia's states and territories, and currently located in 9 key markets and regions around the world. We provide on-the-ground support to Victorian education training institutions interested in accessing new opportunities and growing their overseas business development opportunities and activities. In the network of 23 offices globally, we have 4 offices in Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, and Vietnam. Now, in part of this crazy journey that we have, we're going to be hearing from Deakin University, Victoria University, La Trobe, Monash, University of Melbourne, Swinburne, and RMIT. So we've really got a lot to go through. I hope you really enjoy this crazy journey that we go through, and I'll see you after that. Can you please play the video?
Hi, my name is Yuan Yi. I am the representative from Deakin University, Australia.
Start your university studies online now, then complete them on campus in Australia later, when it is possible to travel again. Don't keep your study plan on hold anymore. Embrace this new normal and keep your career goal on track. Begin University Cloud Campus enables you to begin your degree at home. Then when you come to Australia, we will review every step of the way to make sure the transition to on-campus is as smooth as possible. Check out this video to find out more.
Hi, from Deakin University's online cloud campus.
2020 has been a year of surprises and challenges. Many of us have had to delay something we really wanted to do, like studying. The good news is, you can keep your career on track by beginning your degree online now and completing it in Australia later. Our pathway from online to on-campus allows you to study up to 4 units each trimester before starting full-time studies in Australia. Once you start studying with us, you'll find everything you need in our online learning platform, Deakin Sync.
Here you'll also have access to all our support services. Plus, most of the software you need for your degree will be provided for free. You'll be closely connected with your lecturers, classmates, support staff, and student social groups using a range of online tools, including free international calls. And you'll keep track of all your lessons, assignments, and assessments on Deakin Sync to make sure you're achieving your goals. Online education is nothing new to Deakin. We've been providing distance learning for over 40 years. In fact, we currently have more than 60,000 students from all around the world studying online with us.
Through Deakin's Cloud Campus platform, you can choose when, where, and how you study, making it easy to achieve a good work-life balance. And when you are able to join us on campus in Australia, although your study routine might change, there are many exciting things to look forward to.
You'll meet the friends you've already made online, explore our world-class facilities, and you may want to join a club or society. There are over 120 of these at Deakin. If you're ready to start your online to on-campus journey with Deakin, there are a few important things to keep in mind. You can find out how to apply on the Deakin website, including a short video explanation like this one. As soon as you have your confirmation of enrollment from Deakin, you can apply for your student visa.
Once your visa is approved and you start studying online, you will be contributing to the study requirement for your post-study working rights. That means when you graduate, you may be eligible to stay in Australia to work for at least 2 years.
And starting your degree online doesn't mean you miss out on scholarship opportunities. You could still be eligible for all the same Deakin scholarships and bursaries.
For more information, visit the scholarships page of the Deakin website. You can be confident that the foundations you build online will provide great support for when you arrive in Australia to continue your studies. So, don't delay! Start your degree online now through Deakin's Cloud Campus and continue on campus at one of our Australian locations. We look forward to welcoming you to Deakin soon.
At La Trobe University, we shape the future. We're one of the world's leading universities and among the top 50 universities in Asia Pacific. That's because we know what students need to become leaders in their field. We ask employers what they want from graduates and design leading courses with industry partners. Our students unleash new technologies in leading facilities. They absorb practical and technical skills from passionate mentors. We tackle urgent social and environmental issues too. That's why our research is celebrated for its global impact. La Trobe degrees take people around the planet, but the journey begins at our vibrant, multicultural campuses, where our students inspire each other and thrive from the connections they make. Start the journey to a better future at La Trobe University.
My favorite thing about being a student at La Trobe University is that I get a chance to meet a lot of international students. La Trobe University is really an international university.
I love this place. It's about the people around me. The people around me have been really helpful towards me.
I actually think that being an international student in Melbourne has a lot of positive things. If you're a city campus student like I am, you get a chance to really be indulged.
You have more freedom. You have real experience when you come outside the box. So you can do anything you want. Please don't be afraid to try new things. Come out your comfort zone because the good things will come when you try something new.
It's my great pleasure to welcome you to Monash University. And let me acknowledge that we meet here on the lands of the people of the Kulin Nations, the Wurundjeri and the Boonwurrung, and we pay our respects to their elders past and present. As new students, you're embarking on a wonderful journey of discovery. To be offered a place in your chosen course has taken talent, dedication and hard work. So congratulations on joining Monash. For over 60 years, Monash graduates and research have changed the world, and our students are leaders of change today. Your pursuit of discovery and achievement will shape the future.
Yeah, Monash University is a relatively young institution, established in 1958 and named after one of our most celebrated Melburnians, Sir John Monash.
John Monash was a bright young student, qualifying in arts, engineering and law, a volunteer in World War I and a dedicator to public service, community leadership and education.
In life, Sir John embodied the attributes that Monash University values above all: leadership, integrity, service, equality and lifelong learning.
Our motto, Ancora Imparo, or I am still learning, reflects our never-ending quest for scholarship and growth. We are fired with a restless ambition that pushes us to do better, to set new benchmarks and to break new ground.
And while Monash nurtures our professional and personal development, there's also so many opportunities to be part of the Monash community, to the clubs, societies and fun new activities on campus. Our unique approach to education is marked by 4 key pillars.
Excellence, achieved through the quality of teaching Monash students experience, alongside a continual investment into the latest learning technologies and spaces.
With a presence on 4 continents, international partnerships and study abroad programs around the globe, Monash is Australia's largest university. This extensive reach gives us a fundamental edge in understanding our place in a rapidly changing, open borders world.
Monash students have the world at their fingertips, with the ability to not only study in different countries, but to work internationally too.
The third is enterprising. Our education strives to connect theory with real-world problems to prepare you for success. And we partner with industry leaders to give students a platform to share their ideas and research with the world. And lastly, Monash is inclusive. We celebrate diversity. It infuses our learning with a rich strength, connection and belonging. Sharing our different stories, perspectives and experiences allow us to better understand our shared humanity and better prepares our graduates for the reality of a fast-paced, interconnected world.
There is so much ahead of you now to discover and enjoy. I encourage you to become involved in all aspects of orientation to prepare yourself for your studies and your life here at Monash.
So, it's time to choose a university. And with so much on offer, it can be daunting to pick the right one. Melbourne's unique curriculum will provide you with a strong foundation for your future career while giving you time and opportunity to explore options and prepare for where your evolving ambitions may take you. Our degree programs have been modelled on learning approaches in place at top-ranking universities across the world, providing the skills and experience to help you realise your ambitions and life goals. With programs that encourage learning across a breadth of subject areas, we offer the opportunity to pursue your passion while focusing on your strengths and career outcomes. You'll start with one of our 7 core undergraduate degrees with a choice of over 100 majors. You can focus on your chosen major from day one, or keep your options open while you decide the right path for you. At Melbourne, you'll also study amazing subjects from outside your core discipline. We call this breadth. Breadth allows you to tailor your course to fit your individual passions and ambitions. It also gives you the chance to work with students from different programs across the university. When you finish your undergrad degree, you can go straight into the workforce or progress to one of our graduate programs. Study a professional field like law, engineering, medicine, architecture or teaching. Or undertake a research-based higher degree and join the world's best minds who are changing the way we think now and the way we'll live in the future. An undergraduate degree plus a professional master's degree from Melbourne provides a higher level of qualification than a double degree, placing you ahead of the rest on a global stage. So when you enter the workforce, you'll do so as one of the world's most employable graduates. Studies show you'll have up to 7 careers in your lifetime. The Melbourne curriculum will help you prepare for every single one. To explore how the University of Melbourne can help you make the most of your studies, opportunities and abilities, both now and in the future, visit study.unimelb.edu.au.
Hello, I'm Olivia Doyle. I'm the International Career Consultant at Swinburne University in Melbourne, Australia. Today, I'm going to talk to you about your Australian study journey and setting yourself up for career success. To the young people listening, I want to highlight the opportunities created by study abroad experiences, which will be both personally and professionally enriching. Opportunities will be created and doors will be opened through this experience. I encourage you to learn from this presentation so that you seek support and you really embrace those opportunities that will help set you up for your career success. What I say to international students who arrive in Australia is your professional career starts now. You have to have that mindset when you're here because we all know that finding graduate employment, even with a university qualification, is challenging in today's world. And there's so much more to university than just the academic side. Career development is really important, and so are developing the employability skills in demand by industry. What I want to do is share with you a short video in a moment with some advice from some of our successful international student alumni. And they'll be talking about not just relying on your qualifications to achieve your career goal, but being really proactive in terms of what you get involved with at university and in the broader community so that you really embrace what's on offer. The alumni that I want to introduce you to are Alvin, who's actually from Malaysia, and he's working for Telstra, one of our largest telecommunications companies in Australia. We've got Isra, who's working for a multinational building and construction firm. We've got Bino and Nagar, who are working for Deloitte and KPMG, which are international professional services firms, and Tasha, who's joined a large bank, ANZ. They've achieved their career goals, and they've got a lot that they want to share with you in terms of advice. So here is a short video with them telling you a little bit about their career journey.
Deloitte's graduate program offers this opportunity for fresh graduates. I am responsible for providing audit services to multinational and ASX listed companies.
I'm currently working at Telstra. Graduates who just finished their bachelor or masters can join this program and try out different areas of the company.
I'm currently working as a graduate civil engineer at John Holland. My role is to assist the site engineer and project engineer. The objective of the graduate program is to provide the new graduates with the development opportunities that will broaden their knowledge and experience as they commence a new career.
When I was a student in Swinburne, I participated in quite a few events. I did a bit of volunteering, which helped boost up my confidence when I'm doing public speaking.
I got involved in multiple opportunities. The first audition I undertook was president of Swinburne Japanese Club, followed by a study group leader for one of the economics units.
I did volunteering work to the Swinburne during All Week and Open Day, and also I was an ambassador with Engineering Australia.
Go onto job searching platforms like Seek or Indeed, then look for jobs and read job descriptions so that you can get an idea of what requirements you need to meet by the end of your undergraduate degree.
It really helps that you do some research in advance to see what companies offer a graduate program, that's one. And second of all, most of the graduate program application dates are extremely rigid and start very, very early. So it's helpful to start your research in your final year itself.
I highly recommend everyone to know and look to the bigger picture and build up their skills through volunteering work, maybe part-time casual jobs or even part-time industry jobs so they are ready for the upcoming future.
So we're really proud of our graduates, and I think they've got some really important advice to share with you. What I wanted to share with you is a career roadmap for international students that we've developed. We know it can be a little bit overwhelming when you first arrive. So what we've tried to do is help our students by working out what's good to do at various stages of your career journey. From first when you arrive, just getting settled in, to step 2, which is when you sort of discover opportunities. Step 3 is when you really engage and take advantage of things like Swinburne's work integrated learning opportunities. And step 4 is when you transition into the workforce, and we're there to help you and support you with that transition in terms of getting together a professional job search toolkit, finding employment, interview skills, and so much more. We also encourage you, as our students spoke about before, to really develop your employability skills. And there's so much to be involved in both on and off campus, from sports clubs to volunteering to extracurricular activities such as bushwalking, volunteering in the community, getting part-time jobs, joining professional associations, getting involved in our student conferences and events. So this is the sort of thing that's on offer, and you've got to find out about these things and get involved, because it'll help you make friends and help you really enjoy the experience, and you will develop so many employability skills that are in demand. Now, my work is very much involved with working with our international students to run lots of events that will support them. So you can see I've put up a selection here from networking events where we invite industry guests in to talk about their experiences, to talk about what they're looking for, and to meet our students to help them network. Here are a range of other events that we ran last year, from industry visits to guest speaker panels, taking students to a diverse range of organisations so they can get up close and actually meet people doing the same jobs as they aspire to and get the inside story. Swinburne has a really proactive employability support function, and we offer a range of resources and opportunities to really get deeper into your career path. We have career consultant appointments where you can get personal support to develop your own career plan. We also have a professional purpose program, which is available to all commencing students, and it's based on the Stanford University Design Your Life program. It's a free program and it runs throughout the 3 years of your course, and it's really focused on developing your employability skills and your career goals to make that transition to employment so much easier. Another amazing program we have is the Swinburne Emerging Leader program, which really helps encourage our students to what we call unleash your potential and develop some of the skills that employers are wanting. This, if you complete this program, it actually shows up on your transcript when you graduate as a Swinburne Emerging Leader, which is a real point of difference when you're applying for jobs. We also have a range of modules that you can complete, micro-credentials that you can do in your own time. And these range from how to find employment through to resume writing, interview skills, setting up your own business and more. You can do these in your own time and they're free to access. So what I would encourage you to do is when you arrive in Australia, dream big, start small, but do some of the things we've talked about and let us help you on your journey. I look forward to meeting you when you come to Australia. Very best wishes.
It started in 1887 when practical workers needed a place to get skills, to get jobs. Our spirit was built on the dream of a better life and the determination to succeed. A skilled hand, a cultivated mind was the motto, and it still is. Body and mind, learning and application, industry connected, ready for life and work. So this is RMIT today. Tomorrow will be a different story. We've adapted with every workforce evolution and revolution because innovation is the promise we make at a global scale. And today, the pace is faster than ever. We know what the future holds and we know how to prepare. Again and again and again. Life-changing experiences. Passion with purpose. Shaping the world. Education is everything. Research is fundamental. Leave no one behind. That's the RMIT story. What's yours?
Our world is rapidly changing. For many of us, the scale of what is happening in the global community we have never experienced before. 2020 will be like no other year. As we go into lockdown across the world, people are transitioning to working from home, and education is moving online. Recognising the critical importance of education, the Australian Government and relevant education agencies have specified that all students, whether they live in Australia or overseas, can still attain an Australian qualification through online study. In times like these, we need to realise that online study, technology and flexible ways of learning have been part of our lives for a long time now and are certainly part of our future. At RMIT, we don't want our students to miss out on a semester or a year of study if we can help it. We want our students and global community to continue on their education journey as best they can. In over 100 years, we have not stopped, and we don't want you to now. We're in this together. We're one of Australia's original tertiary institutions. We're a global university of technology, design and enterprise, and a world leader in many subjects. RMIT knows the importance of providing excellence in education across any platform. Hundreds of our courses are already available online. We've done our best to move the remaining courses online quickly, while not compromising on quality of education and student outcomes. These are some of the many benefits in studying online and continuing on with your education. You can attend classes easily from wherever you are. You have more control over the time you spend studying. You continue to be informed and access RMIT's global knowledge. You connect with other students and form valuable networks and communities. In today's workforce, employers are looking for staff who have the ability to manage well through change and adapt to a new environment. With the world changing, our ways of living are changing too. The importance of using technology to stay connected has never been more important. Studying online supports this connection to community, both locally and globally. As MIT's flexible study options, we're developing important connection points with our students that include weekly videos to outline and recap lessons, discussion with students through online collaboration tools and forums, online drop-in sessions with lecturers, and online learning activities to demonstrate skills and receive feedback. This means you'll get the real-life experience and vocational skills that set RMIT graduates apart. RMIT welcomes you to our world of online study, an engaged digital community where we can connect and learn together, no matter where you are in the world. We're in this together, and we won't let this situation slow us down. Continue your education online today with RMIT.
Wow, that was a crazy journey, wasn't it? Well, thank you everybody for that. I know it's a bit long, but it's a lot to cover in a little amount of time. Before I go, I do want to let you know that we are going to be opening a study hub in KL. So this is going to be happening next month, hopefully. So hopefully we're going to see you there. And if there's any information that you'd like from this video, please let us know. Please be in contact. Thank you again for having us here, and we hope you have a lovely weekend. See you later.
Thank you very much, Jo. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us this morning. And if you have any more questions that you can't think of right now, please drop us a note. We can always direct it back to Jo as well.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you again. Have a good day. All right. I have to reveal the next quiz question. Can you name any 5 universities that was stated in the video? Oh, sorry. Can you name any 5 universities in the state of Victoria? Can you name any 5 universities in the state of Victoria? While you're thinking about that, I would like to bring your attention back again on the screen because we will be showing the next video. It's an introduction video from UCSI. While we're waiting for the video to load, once again, question number 9 for the quiz is, can you name any 5 universities in the state of Victoria? Thank you very much. Thank you for the UCSI introduction video. I have now with me two students from UCSI. I have Elaine here and Goka. Elaine is a student of UCSI University, currently in her final year pursuing a degree in Bachelor of Science, majoring in Food Science and Nutrition. Gokar is currently studying to become a doctor, studying the Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery. He graduated from UCSI College with a 93.4 ATAR score, the top of 6.55% in the world. I'll be passing the mic to them and they'll be sharing a little bit more about their journey being a student.
Hi, my name is Elaine. So I have just graduated from Bachelor Food Science with Nutrition. So firstly, I would like to share my journey as a student. So I'm very grateful in this UCSI University because we have the opportunity to conduct academic courses and also scholarship activity experience. So apart from studying our major courses, we actually have the opportunity to conduct and organize events. And what will be my advice is that be initiative and humble to learn, so that we can get the fruitful experience from both academic and also the extracurricular activity. So do you want to share about your...
Hi everyone, my name is Goknath Lingam, and I am 17 years old this year, and I've just started university. I graduated from UCSI College actually a year ago, getting my results in late December, with an ATAR of 93.4, and I was one of the first batch from the SACE program at UCSI College. So I feel that I want to identify some of the compelling features of the SACE program in UCSI College, and why I feel that it's a really good pre-university program to take, and it's something that many students should actually consider over other programs which are being offered. So I think that the time saved is a very, very compelling feature for this program. You manage to finish a course with upwards of 4 to 5 subjects, depending on how you select, in a time span of approximately 10 months, with more than adequate information being conveyed over many range of subjects in a very short period of time, which prepares you very thoroughly for university experience. I also think that the SACE program is a very compelling offer, as it allows for an easy entrance to many universities worldwide. Many people actually don't know this. I actually took a quiz amongst my friends to know if an ATAR could be used to go to universities outside of Australia and even Malaysia per se. Many of them don't know that an ATAR can actually be used to apply not only to universities in Australia, but all around the world, be it Hong Kong, Taiwan, China, US, the UK. The possibilities are endless. And thus, I really do wish that individuals do give SACE a good shout and do consider it as a good pre-university program. I hand it back to you.
That is a good experience that you have. So actually, I just graduated and I currently enrolling in the postgraduate program in UCSI University. So it's a doctorate of philosophy science. It only took 3 years for us to conduct our research-based program. Yeah, I think that's all from my insight.
I think also, as I'm going into the medical field, I would like to share another good point of the SACE program. It offers and prepares for you for a very, very extensive amount of coursework. See, the medical profession is one which is very team-based, and you have to be able to communicate very well with your peers. Communication skills are provided through the border with the SACE program, which is offered at UCSI College. I also think that it prepares you very, very well for the jobscape, as it offers you many qualities and capabilities which you might not get from more exam-orientated only exams or other courses which are being offered. That's all from me. Thank you very much.
I have some questions. Hi, Elaine. Do you know what will you do after you finish your PhD? Have you thought about that?
Yes. Actually, for doing the research-based program, right, we can go for an industry-based on doing our research, or as well as we can contribute in the institutions by becoming a lecturer and continuing our research.
Yeah. And for you, Goka, before you chose to study the program of pre-university over here, did you know what you were planning to do at that time?
Well, actually, that's a funny question because I was completely split. I had in one option actuarial science actually on my books, and that's why I thought of taking SACE because, as far as I know, Harriet Watt actually offers one of the best actuarial science programs and the most competitive one in Australia. And I was also weighing between medicine at that time because it's a field that my family is very much into. My dad is a doctor, uncle's a doctor, so it was something which already went through those lines. So I think that the SACE program gave me a very good opportunity to have split choice. I could have a lot of options at hand whilst weighing in on a few different subjects because I took specialist maths, mathematics, biology, chem, and English. So it gives me a very good scape of subjects.
Thank you very much once again, Elaine and Goka. Thank you so much. And if you have more questions, once again, please feel free to drop us a line. We will be passing on and we will be answering your question as well. Thank you. Thank you. I have the last question for the quiz today. The last question for today is, name the 3 Australian universities UCSI University and UCSI College are affiliated with. Name the 3 universities UCSI University and UCSI College are affiliated with.
Studying second year. Let me show you our campus. Let's go.
The screen we will be
Hi, I'm Xiangyi. I'm studying
a video right now.
Music in UCSI, currently second year. Let me show you our campus. Let's go. So this is Block A, UCSI, top 1 private university. Students, they will have their lunch or tea time here and hanging around. So if you want to eat something, you can go to the Family Mart to have some quick snacks. Uncle Tony's Corner. He's selling best kway teow there, so you should try it. So this is Block B, the library. There are labs here. For example, this is the food science lab. There are more labs in Block C, like this one, nursing clinical skill lab. We also have aquatic science lab. This is Desta Hall. This is where all the stress happens. Our major exam hall. In a few years' time, we can graduate here. At Block C, we have shuttle buses which go to the Bandar Tasik Selatan, which is connected to the LRT station. We also have a swimming pool. The block behind me is Block E. In Block E, we have engineering and architecture lab. I have to speak very loud. As you can see, this is where all our engineering and architecture stuff gets done. At Block E, we also have accommodation. So yes, you can see there's a big table here. You can study here. And there's 2 beds there. So you can get to know your roommate and make friends, enjoy your campus life. This is Block G, our newest block. Inside Block G, there are more foods and drinks. It's a nice place to hang out with your friends and study here. 1 floor up from the ground floor is the Student Enrollment Center. If you have any question, inquiry, or you want to register, you can come here. This is our brand new recital hall in Block G. It's built specifically for music programs. We invite professionals from all around the world. Sometimes we use the grand piano, violin, which is very expensive, for some special events. So you can come to watch our concerts if you are free. Yay! Oh, hey. In Block G, we also have a lot of faculties, like art and design, business, and health science. We have the only NBA-sized basketball court in Malaysia. We don't have 1, but we have 2. And this is our Sky Lounge. You can grab some coffee, a beer or maybe some cocktail and enjoy the view. That's all for our short video campus tour. Thanks for watching. See you around campus. Bye!
All right. Before we end the event for today, I would like to once again thank our MAAC supporters, Australian Government and Austrade, MAAC partner, AUG Student Services, Career Talk event partners, Murdoch University, Study Melbourne, UCSI University, gift sponsors, RMIT University, Austrade, Study Melbourne, and AUG Student Services. And please don't forget to follow us at our LinkedIn page, the Malaysian Australia Alumni Council, our website www.emaac.org. We also have our Twitter handler, Malaysia Australia Council, and also our Facebook page and IG page. Thank you very much once again for joining us. See you next year.